This is a fan-generated show. If you would like to support us, please go to jamieglazov.com and also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. All your support is greatly appreciated.
Hello, my name is Mordechai Nisan and I'm happy to have this opportunity to appear on the Glazov Gang. I have great admiration for Jamie and his wonderful creativity and courage, and now I'm having the opportunity to speak about a book that I wrote called Only Israel West of the River. It is a book which deals with this perennial problem which not only in Israel and the Middle East but the world as a whole has been involved with and preoccupied with for many, many decades, if not for 100 years at least. We're in 2017, 100 years ago exactly. The Balfour Declaration was issued by the British government on behalf of establishing a national home for the Jewish people in its historical homeland, the land of Israel, what the world traditionally called Palestine. For a century now, this issue has been bogged down in terms of the Arab-Jewish conflict. Israel, established in 1948, in opposition to the Arab desire to retain Palestine for what was then a majority Arab population, Israel has been able to persevere and survive and develop despite the ongoing conflict and waves of violence which have never ceased. What we're dealing with really is a problem of two peoples in one small piece of territory in the land of Israel. The width of the territory from Tel Aviv to the Jordan River is only 80 kilometers, some 35 miles. And in that small piece of territory, there are two peoples who have not been able to adjust their relationship in a situation of ongoing conflict. The conflict really is not surprising because the Arabs consider what they call Palestine to be their home, and the Jewish people consider the land of Israel, as they call it, to be their home. The Jewish people have traveled 4,000 years through history, miraculously returned to their homeland in the 19th and 20th centuries, and have been able to establish a state which has prevailed against Arab warfare, Islamic jihad, Palestinian rebellion and insurrection and terrorism. And here we are now in 2017 looking for a paradigm shift. And this is the import of the book I wrote, Only Israel West of the River. There were two previous options for conflict resolution which were considered, in particular, after 1967. One was the Jordanian option, which meant that Israel would withdraw from parts of Judea and Samaria, the West Bank, and return them to Jordan, which had been an aggressor state in 1967. The Jordanian option politically died in the 1970s and 80s. A second option was discussed, and until today it still resonates, and that is what is called the two-state solution. That Israel would be willing to withdraw from part of the territories and a Palestinian state would be established next to Israel. The two-state solution, however, which was embodied implicitly in the Oslo Accord from 1993, has also become a politically moribund idea. There is no place and possibility for a two-state solution. There is no place for an independent Palestinian Arab state alongside of Israel. The Palestinians' enduring position is that Israel has no right to exist, and that it as a Jewish state must ultimately be obliterated. This is the Palestinian vision and campaign over many, many decades until today. And therefore, the book that I wrote, Only Israel West of the River, proposes a new option, a new way of looking at the conflict and a different kind of resolution. And that is that with the conflict unresolvable in terms of the issues at hand, that Israel will not agree to Palestinian refugee return, that Israel will not agree and cannot agree that Jerusalem would be a Palestinian capital in addition to Israel's capital, that Israel will not agree to the destruction of the 150 settlements in Judea and Samaria, which are the home to about 350,000 Israelis. And therefore, we have to choose the option of one state for one people, the Jewish people. And this is an idea which now is on the table. The present government of Israel, Likud-led government, the present settlement movement, the present move in Israeli public opinion, has come closer to the idea of imposing Israeli sovereignty over Judea and Samaria, the West Bank, and in that sense, finalizing the resolution of the conflict in that spirit. The Arabs never agreed to anything but fighting Israel. Israel should now be offering a resolution. And the resolution is that the Arabs in Judea and Samaria would have three options once Israel indeed declares its sovereignty over all of the land of Israel. In the land of Israel where the Jewish people were born thousands of years ago, and to which they have returned, and where they are living now a flourishing and secure life. The Arabs in the territories would have three options. One would be that they can continue with what has been a traditional population migration eastward to Jordan and elsewhere. They could choose to leave and seek their welfare elsewhere. Secondly, they can choose to request resident status in the state of Israel. Thirdly, they could choose to request citizenship once they demonstrate loyalty and allegiance to Israel, the Jewish state. In conclusion, I want to emphasize that not all conflicts can be resolved to the satisfaction of both parties in the ultimate sense, and therefore a choice has to be made. And the choice that should be chosen is one which allows the Jewish return to the land of Israel and the re-establishment of the state of Israel a secure life. The Arabs have other options, but the Jews really don't. And therefore this is a question of justice and humanity for the return of the Jewish people to their land, and for the Arabs, options of residing in the country or choosing to go elsewhere. It is in this sense that in 2017 we should be looking for the freedom to rethink the issue, adopt a new political paradigm, and move towards some kind of satisfactory resolution of the issue. It has been a great pleasure to be with the Glazov Gang, and in me mentioning a book which might find interest among the viewers, and that is my book, Only Israel West of the River, which is available at createspace.com, amazon.com, and it provides a succinct summary and elucidation of the subject that I now had the pleasure to discuss with you.